Hello everyone. In this video, we're just going to be talking on how to improve the quality of your mixes using simple techniques and proper tools. Sometimes people think that to get a really nice sound, you'll need tons of tools. But if you have the right one, it will make a huge difference right away. Let's see how we can do that. This track, we're going to see how using only 3 VSTs, 3 effects, we can already improve the quality of the mix. You can do that too. So the 3 plugins I'm going to be using today, there's the Harmonics by Sie-Q, which is a plugin that came out not so long ago, and it's really amazing. There's also the Sie-Q by Sound Toys, which is also an amazing EQ to have in your toolkit if you don't have it already. FabFilter Pro Q2, which is I would say a must for anyone that is serious about making electronic music. You should have that in your toolkit as well. Very useful, very transparent, extremely versatile, can do tons of little things, and will show how using it can really help your song sound better. So let's go about not in the middle, but where it's a bit busier in the track, and we're gonna see what we can do. I'm just gonna make sure that everything is not activated. So, I mean, in the first place, this mix is already really nice. It has a huge potential to be extremely luscious and really lovely because it has beautiful pads. By the way, made by my friend Kike Mayor, that made this track with his wife, and it's just really beautiful. My work here is to just try to open it a little bit more. I feel that it has maybe a lot of presence in the mids, maybe a little bit of a touch in the highs that could be helpful. So I'm going to be using the 3 plugins that I showed you. I'm going to adjust it, and after that I'm going to explain what I did and why. So I'm going to loop this part exactly like I would do in mastering. In mastering, usually we start working with the middle part of the song. So to improve anything that has been bounced, usually I start around here. Usually when I use something like saturation on a mix, I'm going to be really moderate. I don't want to push it too much, especially this song is not mine, so I'm not sure about the artistic direction. I tried all the models. My favorite one for this song is the tube emulation, which sounds beautiful. I'm usually really into saturation, such as the tape. The master is also super sweet, but it's very transparent, and the song needs kind of a little bit of boldness, like something rounder and a bit more open. So I went for the tube, and I went for the more control aspect, and then I rolled down the wet dry 33%. It appears here, and then I play with the character. I went for a character. I pushed it to the max to see at its max how would it sound, and then I roll back until it sounds to me okay. So at 6 I felt like something was happening, but it was not overboard. You know, I want to hear that something's happening, but I don't want it to take do much of the original song. So 33 seems pretty fine, and the drive at 3 also seemed to be properly done. So now I'm going to go with the Sie-Q, and the Sie-Q is amazing because it's just a shelving EQ. It's there for the tonal aspect. It does really well what it's supposed to be doing, but it also adds a certain roundness that I like. I'm just going to put it neutral for the moment, and then I'm going to see what's happening. So I'm adjusting. I mean, there's many ways you can use the EQ. I mean, most professional will sort of prefer cutting whatever's too loud and then boosting the signal so that everything meets in the middle. That technique has been used forever and it does really good results. I like to come with the idea that there's no right way to use the EQ as long as in the end it sounds good. It's just in terms of engineering, the way of cutting first and then boosting here is logically the most suitable way. But I mean, sometimes you want to try to boost to see what happens. And in this case, I play a little bit with it. I did a cut with the mids and the low end a little bit, boosted, and then I felt like it needed a little bit more high, so I pushed it to 3 dB. Now it feels more balanced, very clear, very open, very lush, even shining, I would say, a little bit. So I feel like it's nice. I'm gonna take the Pro Q by FabFilter. So you see me 3 cuts here. I'm basically looking for resonances. Something is ringing in my ear when I listen to this song. And the first one is at 1160. I had that previously done. And the other one is roughly around 513. And the other one is at 229. This is something which is very difficult to teach and explain sometimes because it's something that comes with time and practice. Finding resonances, you get to hear them, but it demands a lot of trial and error. But you can also explore just by doing this, monitoring what's being cut. I know that if you do this and start swiping, you will hear resonances everywhere, and that might be confusing. But this is why you kind of need to know in the first place where is the resonance. And a way you could do that, you could go into Sie-Q, boost a shelf, and see if there's something, while exaggerated, that pops in the mix. That would be a good starter. It's not recommended because it might be a bit obnoxious for the ear and a bit harsh as well. But I mean, it's a good starter point, and you could try to do that to see if that brings you any good results. Otherwise, keep in mind that usually resonances, the most frequent ones are usually in the mids and sometimes in the high. Here you'll see it in percussion and anything metallic. Sometimes you will hear there's clashes. It's harsh. You want to cut that. Like I encourage you to use something like the Pro Q. It's very transparent, like I said before, and it does a really good job. It's not because something pops that you have to cut it. You have to see first if it really rings. Sometimes it goes above 0 dB. It actually might be interesting to leave it there. So we'll just compare before and after. There's other things I could cut here, but usually my personal rule is I try to not do more than 3 cuts. I find that the phase can be fragilized by that. So usually I do 3 cuts, leave it like that, and that does it for me. Already, I'm going to bounce it and make sure that it's at -6 dB. There you go. I could bounce that and already this mix is already better. Of course, there's always personal opinions, but I would be really happy to have a mix like that for mastering. I hope this was helpful. You can find the links to all the plugins in the description below the video and more videos to come.